The MediaTek Helio G99 Ultimate, an AMOLED display with 120Hz, a 5000 mAh battery that supports 70 watts of super fast charging. Is this the recipe for a budget-friendly mid-range device for 2025? That is what we're going to find out. This is my review of the TECNO Camon 30. Let's get it. First thing we're going to get out of the way, this costs about 3,590 Ghana cedis. So for Naira and dollars, I'm going to try and do the conversion on the screen. So at that price, let's see what this actually has to offer. To begin with, we're going to start with the design. This was one of TECNO's top selling feature of this device. The design is meant to inspire creatives to record more, as it resembles a classic camera with a circular camera design. There's a flash in the recording indicator to encourage more of the usage of the camera system. My favorite feature though is the back of the device. It looks like some kind of leather, but it's actually glass. My fingers feel really smooth on it and it doesn't leave any fingerprints at all. That is pretty cool. I wish all mobile phone designers will follow this trend. You don't have to worry about cleaning your device every few minutes. However, the rails though, they are glossy, so I'm not a fan of that. The rest of the device feels really comfortable in the hand. The volume rockers are found on the right side with the power button. We don't have a fingerprint sensor inbuilt in this device, but we do have an optical fingerprint sensor in the display. That brings me to my first question to you guys. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the fingerprint sensor that is built into the power button, or do you prefer it built into the display? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm team display though. You also get a headphone jack below. If you like that in 2025, you are going to like it, but guys, don't get comfortable. I'm sure with this year's model, we might no more have the headphone jack. Fingers crossed though. We get a Type-C port and a stereo speaker setup that supports Dolby Atmos. It features an infrared sensor at the top, and on the side we find a dual SIM card tray that can also support SD cards, and that is all for the design. Unfortunately, there wasn't any mention of IP rating on here, but I'm very sure this can handle a little bit of splashes here and there, but don't quote me on that. Don't go and put this in water. To summarize the design, this actually feels really good in the hand. No sharp edges, so it feels very comfortable in the hand. It's not heavy at all, so that's also good, and it doesn't feel cheap. It feels like a premium device for the price point. Now let's talk about the display. A 6.7 inches display. It's an AMOLED panel at 120Hz, and this is a 1080p display as well. And it's also an always on display. I have huge hands, but it's still a bit challenging to reach the top of this display. But hey, bigger is better, right? Or it's how you use it. I don't really know. Let me know in the comment section down below. The bezels are quite minimal, which is a plus. They don't distract you when you're watching content on this display. The colors are vibrant and accurate, and the viewing angles are great too. It's sharp enough for most of the tasks, and 120Hz is really appreciated. Whilst on the screen, let's also talk about the optical fingerprint sensor on here. Just like I said, it's an optical fingerprint sensor. It's not the fastest that I've tried either. If you decide to use it this way, you see that it's going to take a while. You need to focus before it actually opens your device. But it's still secure, so you should definitely be using it. Now that the screen is out of the way, let's talk about the performance. We get the Helio G99 Ultimate with iOS 14, the Mali G57 for the GPU. My unit is the 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. The performance of this device is just as expected considering the price point. It performs like a mid-range device. Opening and closing apps is smooth, and even the apps running in the background remain open for a very long time. iOS 14 is optimized for this device due to the memory fusion. You can add up to 8GB of RAM for this device. That is really cool. However, it's been almost a year since this device was released, so now the question comes, are we going to get Android 15 on this? TECNO promised 2 years of updates, so I guess we are going to keep our fingers crossed. Also, like I mentioned earlier, 120Hz on this device is really appreciated, but I personally feel the animations are a bit slow. Here is the Geekbench score side by side with the Samsung Galaxy A16. You can do some gaming on here. I played some PUBG on it, and the gaming experience was really good. The device never got hot to the touch, but got slightly warm and didn't affect my gameplay at all. The performance is pretty decent, nothing to complain about here. Now let's talk about the cameras. They look like so many cameras at the back. We have a 50 megapixel main sensor and also a 2 megapixel depth sensor. So what are all these cameras, TECNO? For the selfie, we also have a 50 megapixel sensor for taking those sharp selfies. For videos, this can actually go up to 2K 30 FPS, and these are some sample footages that were captured with this device. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section down below. And if you're wondering how these cameras also perform in the evening, night mode kind of videos, this is how it actually looks like. We're still shooting at 2K 30 FPS. Let me know what you think about this, especially when it comes to the skin tones. How are they looking? Is it grainy, or is it anything like, or is it bad? Let me know how it looks like in the comment section down below. As you can see, the sun is not out, so I guess the dynamic range looks kind of good. This is what we get from the selfie camera. So now let's turn around and see what the main camera gives us. Now, this is what the main camera also gives us. Also shooting at 2K 30 FPS. Let me know what these cameras actually look like when it comes to using the cameras in the evening or in the night. Currently it's 4 a.m. So you guys have to like this video, subscribe, and let's blow up this channel for 2025. Okay, so weirdly I kind of lost audio for this, so I guess we're going to get a voiceover for this part. So the first one was for night mode, and now we're checking the cameras out during the day. So this is broad daylight, sun on my skin. Let me know what you think about the skin tones, dynamic range, and also here I was testing out the stabilization. This is what the stabilization has to offer for the selfie cam. And up next, we're going to switch to the main cam, and you guys let me know what you think about the main cam as well. This is also what we get from the main cam. We are still sticking at the highest shooting range at 2K 30 FPS. How does the dynamic range look like? I'm glad we already tested the mic in the earlier video, and this is what stabilization on the main cam also looks like. Let me know what you think about the footage in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next one. For the cameras, I think they perform decently well. You're not going to be complaining much, especially if you're used to the TECNO colors on here, and I think they get the job done. Now let's talk about the battery on here. This comes with a 5000 mAh battery and supports 70 watts of fast charging. Depending on your use case scenario, this can easily last you the whole day, but if you tend to push your device a little bit more, you might end up charging it around like 4 or 5 during the day. In my use case scenarios, I never actually drained the battery during my testing period, so the battery life is actually good for this device. So yeah, that's it. That's my review for the TECNO Camon 30. This is 2025, and I wish for that price point, if you can get it discounted a little bit, it might still be a very solid device to use in 2025. I can't wait for them to release this year's model. Maybe we can get a comparison, but let me know. Would you like to see a side-by-side comparison with the Samsung A16? Let me know if you want to see this comparison in the comment section down below, and I'm going to bring it. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Let's blow up this channel for 2025. I'm going to be giving you more content this year. And as usual, stay liquid, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.